the Pascal triangle. Pascal triangle. Which is actually very, very simple. Now, the first thing in the Pascal triangle is to write down your 1. We're not going to be talking about what Pascal triangle is being used for, just to learn how to construct it, how to draw it out. And you write down your 1. And the one way I think about it is that the 1 is always the first row in the Pascal triangle. You just write down your simple one. There's nothing more about it. And then the next row now is going to come in the next line. Is how do we get that out is something that is very, very a little bit simple. And one trick about it is this. I think about it like to get the next line, we add nothing to this one. That is 0, probably a 0 or nothing to this one, and that gives us 1. I'm going to write the 1 on the next line, but outside this first one. And then I will go ahead and say I can add 1 to itself, to say 1 plus 1 to give me a 2. And then I will write that 1 just under 2, under the first one, and then I say again, I add 1 to nothing, and that gives me another 1, which is I'm going to write outside. And that is as simple as it gets. Pascal triangle row 2 is done. Okay, and then row 3 now. To get to row 3 is very simple also. I add nothing to 1. Now be careful, the 1 has to be on the outside of this one. Okay, so because the row keep expanding to the left and to the right. And then when I add this 1 to this 2, instead of adding 1 to itself, it has to be 1 to this 2, and then that gives me a 3. Now the 3 will come in between 2 and 1, not under 1 and not under 2, but in between 2 and 1. And I will write down my 3 there. My 3, more like the sum of these two numbers gives me this. The sum of these two numbers gives me this. Something like nothing to 1 gives me this. And then it's in between nothing and 1. So the sum of these two numbers gives me this. And then I say the sum of these two numbers, 2 plus 1, will give me another 3, which is going to come in between them. Okay, and then 1 to nothing will give me another 1, which I'm going to write just in between 1 and nothing, and that gives me row 3. I could go to row 4 now. Row 4. And then the same process. 0, nothing to 1 is 1. Outside it, between nothing and 1. 1 plus 3 will give me 4, and 4 comes in between 3 and 1. Then 3 plus 3 will give me a 6, which is going to come in between 3 and 3. And then 3 plus 1 will give me another 4, which is going to come in between 3 and 1. And then 1 to nothing in between 1 and nothing is 1. So I'm going to write one more, then I'll pause the video, then I'll ask you to probably pause the video and try to write another one, maybe the next row. But before we go there, let me quickly write the row 5 now. Row 5, I just have 1 on the edge, 1 plus 5 to give me 1 plus 4 to give me a 5, 4 plus 6 to give me a 10, 6 plus 4 to give me another 10, 4 plus 1 to give me 5, and 1 plus nothing to give me 1. You can see how the triangle is coming out in a nice shape, and you can see that the ones are actually coming at the edge of the triangle, while other numbers are coming in between the ones. So it's more like a sandwich of one. So you can pause the video now and try to write row 6 and see if you're correct. All right, welcome back. This is Pascal triangle, and then row 6 now. If you have done it properly, you should have gotten something like your 1 at the edge, then 1 plus 5 to give me a 6, 5 plus 10 to give me 15, 10 plus 10 to give me 20, 10 plus 5 to give me 15, 5 plus 1 to give me 6, and 1 plus nothing to give me a 1 and another, and then the expansion, the Pascal triangle, keeps coming out nicely. Then finally, before we go for this section, I'll write row 7 quickly, and then you can write along with me. So 1, 7, 21, 35, 35, 21, 7, and 1. So that is a Pascal triangle QED.